The machines he designed, he signed. Christian Huygens, inventor. He was delighted that the Copernican system was widely accepted in everyday life in Holland and acknowledged by all astronomers except those, he wrote, who were a bit slow-witted or under the superstitions imposed by merely human authority. Across the sea of space, the stars are other suns, a point which Huygens appreciated perfectly well. He reasoned that if our planetary system involved a sun and planets going around it, that those other suns should likewise have a retinue of planets going around them, and also that many of the other planets were inhabited. He set forth these conclusions in a remarkable book bearing the triumphant title, The Celestial Worlds Discovered. The subtitle is Conjectures Concerning the Inhabitants, Plants, and Productions of the Worlds in the Planets. He wrote this book sometime shortly before his death in the year 1690 in this study. By and large, Huygens imagined that the environments of the other planets, and also the inhabitants of the other planets, were pretty much like those of 17th century Europe. He did imagine of extraterrestrial beings that their whole bodies and every part of them may be quite distinct and different from ours. 'Tis a very ridiculous opinion, he says, that it is impossible a rational soul should dwell in any other shape than ours. You could be smart, Huygens was saying, even if you looked funny. But he then went on to argue that they didn't look all that funny, that extraterrestrial beings must have hands and feet and stand upright and have writing and geometry, and even that the 4 big moons of Jupiter, the Galilean satellites, were there in order to provide a navigational aid, a convenience for the sailors in the Jovian oceans. Well, maybe. That bit of speculation is probably wrong, but think of a citizen of the 17th century with the courage and insight to imagine other landscapes and other intelligences. Might there really be mariners on a million other worlds? In his book, Huygens wrote, "What a wonderful and amazing scheme have we here of the magnificent vastness of the universe. So many suns, so many earths, and every one of them stocked with so many animals, adorned with so many seas. How must our wonder and admiration be increased when we consider the prodigious distance and multitude of the stars." In commodities returned by those sailing ship voyages of centuries ago were stories. Stories of alien lands and exotic creatures. They evoked the sense of wonder and stimulated further exploration. Those tales of strange worlds enabled some Europeans to see themselves anew. There had been accounts of headless people, foot people, cyclops people. Now, the Dutch brought back fantastic stories of giant hunters, dodos, rhinos, leopards, and other creatures. The more you learn about other worlds, the better you understand our own. We speculate, criticize, argue, calculate, reflect, and wonder. We return again and again to the astonishing data, and slowly we begin to understand. The Dutch sailing ships brought back rare and valuable commodities from the new worlds they visited. Our Voyager spaceships return rare and valuable information to computerized wharves on this shore of the Sea of Space. Here the data are unloaded to be stored, enhanced, processed, and treasured. Maps of alien lands will be generated from this information. In this electronic warehouse are tens of thousands of images of previously unknown worlds. How does a picture from the outer solar system get to us? Sunlight shines on Europa and is reflected back to space, where some of it strikes the phosphors of the Voyager television cameras, generating an image. The image is radioed back across the immense intervening distance of 500 million kilometers to a radio telescope on Earth, one in Australia, say. The telescope then passes the information via communications satellite in Earth orbit to Southern California. There, it's transmitted by a set of microwave relay towers to a computer at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. And there, it is processed. The picture is fundamentally like a newspaper wire photo, made of perhaps 1 million individual dots of differing shades of gray, so fine and close together that at a distance, the constituent dots are invisible. We see only their cumulative effect. The information from the spacecraft specifies how bright or dark each dot is to be. After processing, the dots are then stored on a magnetic disk, something like a phonograph record. By this day, there were already 11,000 pictures from Voyager 2 in our electronic library. Finally, the end product of this remarkable set of links and relays is a hard copy which comes out of this machine showing, in this case, the wonders of Europa, which were recorded for the first time in human history today. It is absolutely astonishing. The vaunted technology has produced something astonishing, but it remains for the limitations and cleverness of another device, the human brain, to figure it out.